Arsenal v Tottenham has always been a bit more than your average derby. It's only really since Lasagnagate that it's had the aggressive rivalry of old restored. Tottenham are close to Arsenal now, and in some quarters you hear arguments that they're actually ahead. Today's league table proves that. The teams are separated by 1 point, with Spurs just in front, and both have scored 18 goals. In the stands there are similarities as well. I was tweeting during Match of the Day a couple of weeks back, and someone, at Ad Wilshire, pointed out to me the booing of their own team by Spurs fans during the defeat to Wigan. Arsenal supporters have been doing a bit of that lately as well. Theo Walcott, for one, has taken his share of stick. That kind of treatment affects certain players. For others, it's an incentive. I'm thinking Luis Suarez here. But for most, myself included, it matters precious little. I've heard it all in my time, from cancer being wished on a player's family to me being told that after the game you're fucking dead. A wry smile may not be the smartest thing to do in that situation, but it's my default response. The tensions are high in North London, and a wry smile won't deflect the pressure. Just ask Emmanuel Aboué what effect a disgruntled Arsenal stadium can have on your confidence. He's playing in Turkey now. You have to be confident, bordering on arrogant, to succeed on the pitch. If I don't think I'm good enough, then I won't be good enough, and fans are never ones to look at the big picture. The Arsenal faithful are starting to get restless, and the tension will have been heightened by the disappointing 3-3 draw against Fulham last Saturday, in which they snatched a draw from the jaws of victory. Spurs will also be regretting that they didn't hold on for at least a point at Manchester City, but should be the more confident of the teams at the Emirates. You know, once underway, derbies can do funny things to players. What's usually an easy offload to the fullback becomes a 40-yard Hollywood ball due to crowd pressure to get into them and get in the box. When your pass finds its way into touch, gets the crowd riled even more, so next time you try a 50-yarder to compensate. I've seen it. Young guys especially can crack under that pressure. I remember one lad got embarrassed by our local rival's winger, which was not embarrassing in itself as the player was a class act, but in the changing room at half-time the kid was a wreck. He looked 50 instead of 18, and the gaffer in truth should have pulled him. A few minutes into the second half, he had to do it anyway. Some teams don't have local derbies of any particular note, which bothers fans much more than us players. But I have been fortunate enough to be on one side of a few bitter rivalries. It really is a pressure cooker build-up from the Monday onwards. People stopping you in the street, promising you legendary status if you win, aggressive V signs pointed at you from opposing fans, with their kids, at midday, in the high street. There's few in this fixture that haven't been there before, but I doubt Fulham v Chelsea had the same intensity for Clint Dempsey, or similarly Montpellier versus Nîmes for Olivier Giroud. All eyes are on the Frenchman now and how he can handle the pressure of a demanding and trophy-desperate Arsenal crowd. But even if Giroud is misfiring, Arsenal have goals in them, so I think the game will be won or lost on how Arsenal perform defensively. They started the season incredibly well with the guidance of new assistant manager Steve Bold, but in recent games seem to have reverted back to their Achilles heel, conceding far too many soft goals. Can the likes of Vermaelen and company keep Messrs Adebayor, Defoe, Dempsey and the electrifying Bale quiet? Well, Mikel Arteta, who's been the heartbeat of Arsenal, had a mixed weekend, and if Arsenal are to be triumphant, he needs to have a dominating game in the engine room and get the forwards ticking. Neither Wenger nor AVB will be sacked off the back of the result, but pressure is mounting on both. If Arsenal start slowly, the atmosphere will deteriorate very quickly. If Spurs keep the game quiet for the first 20 minutes, then I believe they'll be victorious. The pace in Spurs ranks has the potential to stamp all over the currently fragile Arsenal defensive line. I remember playing in one particular derby myself where the build-up was so intense that the game ended up as a totally damp squib. That can often happen. Let's hope it's not the case this weekend. To go to your neighbour's backyard and win is the ultimate. And I think that's what Spurs will do. My prediction is Arsenal 1, Tottenham 2. I'm the secret footballer. For the latest from me, subscribe to Copper 90. Sunderland are in the midst of what I would call a small crisis at the moment.
These boys are awesome. Singing a few songs. I don't know if you can call that a song.
Allez Paris, allez!
I have been given the best job in football. I'm going to be travelling all over Europe following the Champions League. And in every single city I go to, I'm going to become a fan of the home team.